Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of Selling Cars at Garaning Corp, and today we have a very nice, beautiful Mercedes W201 chassis 190E 2.6. Vehicle is in excellent condition for the year. Paint shines very nice, trim is very nice. All the lights front and back are all original. They are in fact Bosch, and they do shine nicely. The orange is well preserved. Most of them are already faded. The lights on most of the cars of this caliber, they're already dark inside or cracked. So all the optics are Bosch. Front headlights, the turn signals or repeaters, and the rear lights, they're all Bosch. The vehicle has not been in any accident. The paint is original and shines fantastic. We're going to continue the walk around. We're going to show you how nicely the paint shines, and take a look how nice this stainless trim is that runs around the roof line. And another thing I want to show you is that the rubber piece that is a seal between them is still soft, so it's not dry rotten. You can hear it clicking right now. It's nice and soft. It does have this rain protectors on the doors and the roof, typical JDM style. No dings on the car. There is very minor, and I'm going to show it to you in the picture, to the point that I don't think you will be able to see it on the video. Another thing, this trim right here, the lower part of the car, is in excellent condition. It is not repainted. I guarantee it's not repainted. Neither the whole car has no paint work on it whatsoever. And this trim usually fades on this Mercedes of this age and year. Usually fades out, and that already shows the condition of the vehicle. Rims alone, I believe they're not repainted. We did not repaint them here at Garaning Corp. They're in excellent condition. You can also see that in the picture. Very nice. No curb brush. Runs on Michelin tires. Tires have about, I would say, 90% to them. Runs very good. This vehicle is one owner vehicle. It was purchased by us from the first owner, and the first owner took a very good maintenance of the vehicle, to the point that on this automobile everything works, including the feature of the adjusting headlights, which on most of them do not, because of the dry rotten vacuum lines and things like that. And one more time, please take a look how nice and clean and clear the lights are. We're going to zoom in on it right now. They're nice and bright, very pretty. The trim around the lights is very pretty, and they are Bosch lights as well, so it's not some Chinese knockoff that you buy on eBay and put it on your car to make it look new. So this is a 2.6 motor, and it is, as far as I remember, it is 103.940, which is that's a code for the engine. And this engine basically is a smaller version of the Mercedes famous motor, which is a 3-liter, which is found in this particular car, as you see here, and many others, including S-Class and E-Class and the whole lineup. The motor is amazing. It is a bulletproof motor. In fact, it is a better motor than which was upgraded with a dual overhead cam. This particular single overhead cam motor is an excellent motor, and this is a top of the line motor. Aside from a 2316, which was a completely different car, this is a top of the line motor for this particular version before you move into 2.316. It's in line 6, and the way they squeezed it in, it only has an inch between the radiator and the fan. So now we're going to show you inside of the vehicle, and I'm going to go ahead and hop in on the passenger side. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the interior of this vehicle. Interior is in very good condition, and as you know, and if you know Mercedes-Benz, in particular this model, the dash is to give up quite soon unless it is properly conditioned. And this dash has no cracks on it whatsoever. and they usually start cracking right here, right by the speakers. That's the first crack you would be able to see, but nothing here of this nature. Very good. Inside the glove box, absolutely perfect. No rips, no scratches, no tears. Even as you can see, this little wannabe cup holders here, everything is nice and clean. So now we're going to go ahead and crank this vehicle up so it is in parking. And what we're going to do, it's very simple. You just turn the key and it cranks up. So when it cranks up, it runs nice and smooth. It has 66,000 kilometers. It is a verified, provable mileage. I have paperwork to prove that as well for this vehicle. Now let's go ahead and talk about the centerpiece right here. So basically, all the windows work as they should, and if you know Mercedes, these switches are to wear out very quickly. And as you can see, they're nice and clean, no wear at them at all. The only imperfection when it comes to interior, to my eye, is this little piece of wood, and it just now, it's not even faded, it's not faded yet, and it just now start to show very small hairpin cracks on it. And I turn the heater on and I can immediately see the back, feel the back and the lower part of the seat cushion starts to heat up. So we're going to go ahead, turn the air conditioning on. AC works the way it should, everything works. This lever worked perfectly. So right now we're going to position it at the center and enjoy the cold air. The rear defroster works. All the lights on the gauge cluster work as they should. The thermometer was an option for Mercedes-Benz, and this is installed here. I'm going to go ahead and hop in on the driver's side, and I'm going to show you that the lights work on this vehicle. So in order for me to show you the lights, I'm going to kill the car first, and I'm going to crank it up. As you can see, the battery, the ABS, temperature, the oil pressure, the ABS here, that's the brake light, and then the washer fluid, they all light up. The only thing doesn't light up is that brake light. So there you go, now it's on. So we're going to turn it off. Now we're going to crank up the car. And now I'm going to turn the lights on, and the light for the high beam turns on. As you can see, it's going on and off. I'm going to turn the lights off right now. And now I'm going to go ahead and move in towards the back. We're going to show you that the sunroof operates as it should. You can see that the sealing, the hood liner, is nice and clean. Usually when this starts leaking and sagging, you will be able to see the black marks that it starts leaving while it opens back and forth. And as you can see, the hood liner on this automobile is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and hop in the back, and we're going to show you the back of this car. Alright, with the front seat in my driving position, which is kind of laid back, you can see there's plenty of leg room for this type of a small vehicle. Even the new C-Class or new 3 Series BMW probably will not be able to show you this much. I'm not sure. The last C-Class, the newer one I had, I don't think it was just this much, because I sit completely comfortably here and I have plenty of leg room up front. Another important thing, and if you know this type of Mercedes-Benz, the back shelf. The back shelf is usually completely beat to death by sun, to the point that it's either blue or white. This one is still nice and black, and check this out. This plastic shroud is not broken, like on most of them. So this would probably conclude the explanation from the back seat of this vehicle. And what we're going to do now is we're going to show you that all the lights on this vehicle operate as they should, and after that we're going to go ahead, perform the drive off, drive by, and a brake check, and we're going to take this vehicle for a spin. So hang tight. One thing we almost forgot to show is the trunk, and of course underneath the hood. But as you can see, the trunk is mint. It's completely perfect. It does not have any scratches on these plastic surfaces that are usually get very beat up and torn up. The carpet is in very good condition, and the spare tire is right there. The toolkit and some lug nuts. The jack is right here. As you can see, in typical German style of the 90s, unfortunately this tradition does not go with the newer cars that are produced in Germany. The warning light, and it is present. Another thing, I would like to show you how clean the underneath of the trunk is. It's very nice and clean. Very nice and clean. One more time, I'm going to remind that this vehicle has original paint on it. Let's take a look at this mechanism, for example, the latching mechanism. It's in excellent condition. Excellent. Corrosion did not get to it yet. Alright, now we're going to go ahead up front and we're going to show you the motor. One thing I would like to notice is that this grille is silver, and as far as I know, they did not come in silver, so somebody did painted the grille, and there's nothing wrong with that. The reason they probably painted it is because they fade, and it's unavoidable. They fade to the point that they look like they're made out of velour. So somebody painted it silver, and nothing wrong with that. Alright, so here is the M103. One thing I would like to notice as well, that the strut does not necessarily perform well at all times, but right now when we're filming it, it performs perfectly. So just be advised, when you're going to purchase this vehicle, you're going to need to replace this piece. The motor is fine, well maintained, runs solid, smooth. Everything on it works. It does not leak. As you can see, the Bosch battery on it, which is an expensive battery. As I would like to notice, this piece probably been replaced, maybe not, maybe it's in good condition. Don't forget, this vehicle only has about 40,000 miles, and you can see the factory ATE supplier, the sticker that is still stuck to it. And you know what? I think it is original. Nobody ever touched it, just by looking at it and by looking at the glue. And I would like to notice that this piece most of the time is already rusty and rotten and shows all kinds of wear. One more thing I would like to show you right here, that the shock strut mounts, as you can see, the rubber piece, does not show any signs of wear. It's not cracking, so that gives you an idea of the vehicle and the condition of the vehicle and the quality. Another thing, important thing, is you look in the back right here and you see this piece, and you see it's in excellent condition. I would like to show you or tell you something, that particular piece from Mercedes-Benz, if you would like to buy it, it would cost you $900. Yep, last time I checked for my personal 2.316, that's how much it was. So there you go, it's in good condition over there. Alright, so we're going to close the hood. Oh, one more thing, the hood liner is in excellent condition. This piece right here is missing, but it's an inexpensive piece. The new owner will be able to glue that on, that's no problem. But the hood liner is in very good condition. And that is going to conclude the video here. Closes nice and solid, does not rattle. All the lines line up perfectly, just the way it was meant to be from the factory. One more time, no bug damage on the front, no stone chips. Paint, if you would take a mint paint for this vehicle, this paint is a solid 9. Solid 9. And with some more professional detailing, it's going to become completely perfect. The reason it is 9 is just because this vehicle is set under some kind of a tree or something dripped on it. And, just because it is so shiny, the camera is not going to pick up the imperfections. But I was able to take some pictures, take some photos of the imperfections, which you are going to see in the photo album. And that's it. That's why I will not be able to give this paint 10, so it's going to be only 9, but it is possible to bring it from 9 to 10, so no worries there. So I would like to say that this vehicle runs very good. Brakes do work, as you can see ABS does as well. One more thing that you're going to notice in the video on the takeoff, this vehicle is designed to start in the second gear at all times and only uses first gear once pressed hard or pressed to the floor to the point of the kickdown. And if you would notice in the video, when I took off, it took off slowly in the second gear, and then I gave it more gas and it went into the first, and that's important because feature like that is important to know on this vehicle, because if you do not know that, you will buy it and then you're going to have to investigate why transmission does not operate correctly. This particular one does perfectly. As I said, everything works great. The best part about it, it's all OEM. Bosch lights front, Bosch lights back, paint is great, chrome is great, glass is OEM, stainless is fantastic, very good color, black, blue, metallic, beautiful color. This is my favorite color out of Mercedes. I don't think I personally would take any other color from Mercedes. This is defining color for them, also known as wet asphalt. Just a beautiful color, beautiful car, very nostalgic. I remember this car when I was growing up, was one of the dream cars, and here it is in fantastic condition, and I'm sure it is for somebody who kind of missed it and who kind of wants this car, and here it is, perfect, basically well maintained, and all it needs is a new proud owner. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and perform the test drive, and I would like you to notice Mercedes used to be the best sound for the door closure, and unfortunately it's not anymore with the new C-Class. I noticed that door just kind of closes like a Toyota. The last one to have a good closure, the door closure, was a W204 body. That door closed well, and look at this, nice and solid like a wall. So we're gonna go ahead and crank this up. Buckle up. Air conditioning works. We got some jazz. The radio is aftermarket, but you would probably want to replace this anyway for a time correct proper unit. The car rides really good. That right there was a toll pass system. Either you can remove that, or we're going to remove that for you. Actually, we forgot to remove that, but if we're going to, that's not a problem at all. So I'm going to turn the lights on. Transmission shifts very nice and soft. And the good thing about the Mercedes of that era, they had very strong transmission that would last and run and run and run. All you had to do is just maintain it. That strong transmission those cars had. Again, since it's a 4-speed automatic and it starts in the second gear, most of the time it's just cruising alone in 2000. I'm going to demonstrate that the kickdown works. There you go. I'm not going to rev it up too much, but that was from third into second, and now we're back and forth. This motor is very nice on the highway. When you actually take this car on the highway, it drives just like a modern Mercedes. Mercedes was always known, especially in the 90s and before, for being, it had a nickname of Iron. The reason it had a nickname Iron is because it would iron the road. Bumps, no bumps, it would just iron it. And not unlike Cadillac, which would top out about, I don't know, 100 miles an hour. That's a takeoff speed. At 100 miles an hour, this starts to wake up. So very planted feel and comfortable at the same time. And this is why I personally prefer Mercedes-Benz brand versus a BMW. Me personally, I do like certain BMW models, but as a brand, I personally prefer Mercedes-Benz. Alright, so we're gonna go on the highway, make a U-turn, give it some go, turn around and come back, and I'm going to describe how it drives. No play in the steering wheel whatsoever. I mean, the vehicle has 40,000 miles on it. Alright, there we go. So I kick it down, that's the first gear, second gear, third gear, and fourth gear. And we are up to about 60, a little bit less than 60 miles an hour, about 90 kilometers, whatever that is. But again, you know, older vehicle, you don't want to stress it too much. Rides perfectly. I'm sitting here, holding the steering wheel with a couple of fingers, no vibration from the chassis, from the brakes, none of that nature. Rides very good. Interior very nice and solid, very quiet. The road is quite used right now with disturbed surface, and as we drive along, those Michelin tires do take absorb noise very well. And as you can see, under braking, making a left turn here, no vibration or pulsation in the wheel. Interesting part, when you would, the older Mercedes, when you would turn the wheel off, the wheels would angle in a funny angle, and it would kind of turn the wheel on towards the turn out of kind of for you, or would assist you to do that. If you would drive this car normally about 3,000 to 4,000 RPM, the transmission is just amazingly smooth. Only when you kick down the old Mercedes, and I've driven quite a lot of them, only then they kind of perform bam, 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 you know, very sharp shifts. I mean, very, very hard shifts. But if you would take this and drive normally, very firm, I would say, not hard, very firm shifts. But if you would drive this normally, it drives amazing. Right now, road is straight, driving, doesn't pull anywhere. I'm gonna brake right now. No pull under braking. We're gonna make a turn. No pulsation. Excellent. Alright, there we go into our layer. My favorite cars of the Mercedes lineup of the 90s were W201, of course W124, and the R107, oh, W126, you cannot forget that. That's a fantastic car. Fantastic car. So I like them quite equally because each one represents completely different target audience, and they are completely different in its essence. Where W126 is kind of a, you know, bulky luxury sedan, this was more like a sporty, younger, family-oriented business saloon. So, and hence the difference. And they're both great in their own way. You know, they were both Mercedes-Benz, and they were built in the era until Mercedes-Benz went to crap, which they are now, together with all German brands. The only reliable car in the world, or built to its standards, still probably Land Cruiser 200, which is produced to its day. Everything else is just very cheaply made. But this car is still solid, and again, everything works. The oil pressure is right on top where it's supposed to be, right at 3 temperatures where it's supposed to be. Clock works. Let's notice that. So, and that's it. This is going to conclude the test drive. I hope this car finds a nice, sweet home of somebody who's going to like it and maintain it. and love this automobile and preserve it. One more time, stickers here are perfect. The door cards are in excellent condition, no stains, nothing on it. Seat cloths are very good condition. Steering wheel, as you can see on the right hand side, which is, I would assume, to be a rarity in a W201 community, and especially in this condition. So that's it. This is going to conclude the test drive, and one more time, all this car needs is a new proud owner.